Hi, it's Peter here. OM-1 has a few accessories that you can buy to make your photography a bit more convenient. In this video I'm going to talk about the HLD-10, the battery grip, and then the new remote control, the wireless one. OM-1 looks quite close to the EM-1 Mark III, but it's a bit different size body. Or not size, but the design is a bit different. And that's why they have a new battery grip, which is called HLD-10. If you have battery grip for your existing EM-1 Mark III, for example, the HLD-9, then you're very familiar with this. And of course, if you're using EM-1X, then you don't need a battery grip because it's built in. But I think this construction that they made, or design rather, that you have a separate battery grip is a lot better in my opinion, because you can get it or take it off and then you can use it when you need it. And there are three benefits when using the HLD-10. The first one is, of course, that you have an extra battery. That's something that you might need, even though the battery life for OM-1 or in OM-1 is quite good. And I haven't really had any problems with the battery life. But sometimes if you're shooting a long day, you might want to have a second battery in the battery grip. And there is one tip about using the battery grip or the battery inside a battery grip is that set the camera so that it first uses the battery in the grip. Then if you want to change or switch batteries, you will just switch the one that is in the battery grip, and the one that is inside the body of the camera will remain 100%. So you always have a backup battery and full battery inside the camera. So that's one good reason or one way of using it. Even though you can charge and use the camera with USB PD compatible power bank. What I have is this OmniCharge, which I will probably make a video later. This was sent to me from OmniCharge to make a review of. And then the second benefit is that when you're having a bigger lens, the combo might feel a bit more balanced with a longer lens. But let's hear what Jari Peltomäki has to say about this when I interviewed him about OM-1, which is also a video that is in the making. But let's hear what Jari has to say.
You don't have the battery grip on this. How stable is that to use? Because it looks a bit
I know
the lens.
Yes, the lens looks, but this lens is so lightweight, so it doesn't really.
And you actually, anyways, you hold it from the lens anyways, and this is just you
so
don't hold it.
Yeah, I haven't really tried. I should probably some flying mallards. I should probably try it, but I think I have quite small hands, so I think this small body sits in my hand pretty well.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Of course, then if you would have a battery grip, then you would have two batteries.
So like we heard, it's all about how you hold your camera. When you have a longer lens, I would hold the camera from the lens, and the other hand is only for pushing the shutter button. So that's the best way. You don't want to hold the camera from the body if you have a really long lens anyways. So supporting it with your hand or left hand usually, and then the right hand is just for balancing and pressing the shutter button. So you might not even need the HLD-10 because if you use long lenses. But as I said, it might feel a bit more balanced. And the third reason is the reason that I bought this is when you have a longer portrait sessions, it's so much easier to hold the camera in portrait mode. And of course, the buttons are laid out exactly the same way as they are in the body, so it's really easy to use. And of course, these buttons are also customizable, so you can set them the way you want. For longer portrait sessions, it's so much easier to hold the camera in portrait mode when you have the battery grip. But of course, for casual, quick portraits, you don't need it. What about you? Are you planning on getting one? Because unfortunately, there's a bit shortage of this, and I will have some links. Oops, there is something that will turn itself off. Sorry about that. Where was I? Yes, are you planning on getting one? And unfortunately, there is a shortage of OM-1 and all the accessories. You just can't get them. But you can place the order or so that you are in the line or the waiting line to get one. That's what I did, and it took about a couple of weeks after I got these. So if you need them, just place the order and wait. You will get it. And then let's talk about the new wireless remote control. It is wireless only with OM-1, but it is compatible with EM-1 Mark III, EM-1X, and EM-5 Mark III with the cord that comes with it. So you can use it as a, not wireless, but a remote control. And also the old remote controller is also compatible with OM-1, even though OM System website has said differently. It can be used with OM-1. So if you already have that and you do not need the wireless feature, then you might not want to get this. But I think the wireless possibilities makes this really interesting and very useful. Before you start using it, you need to pair it. You go to the settings menu and then page 4, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, wireless shutter settings, start pairing, and then turn on the switch to connect on the wireless remote, and the camera will pair itself with the remote controller, and then it will turn on the Bluetooth so that it is always ready for the shutter button to be released from the remote controller. And there are 3 settings that you can choose from. Of course, off, which is something that you want to do after you shot, because this is something that you might forget. And if you turn it on, it will drain down the battery. Yes, it has a battery because of the remote feature. But then remember, you can use it with the cord too, which is included. So it's not unusable if the battery runs out. I've no idea how long the battery lasts, probably quite a long time. But remember to turn it off. And then there are 2 settings. The first one is for photography and the other one is for video. And this is quite handy. You can remotely take an image and you don't need any extra bulky things on the hot shoe like you do with the third-party remote controllers, wireless ones I mean. And then if you have it on video, then you can turn on the video remotely, and you don't have to set the record button for video to be the shutter button. You can leave it as it is and use the record button without this. But if you turn this on video, then it will turn on the video when you have the camera on video. And I think that's a good thing. You don't have to touch, because sometimes when you start the video and if you don't have a sturdy tripod, if you're using tripod, you might have some camera shake in the beginning. It depends the way you shoot, but this will prevent that. And there is also a locking button so that you can use bulb mode, for example, to lock the shutter button to be pressed down, which is very good feature. And there are a lot of uses for this. Of course, long exposure is something that you might want to use this to prevent the camera shake. I tried this for candid photography. I had my camera hanging from my neck with the neck strap and had the remote controller in my hand and went to the subway here in Helsinki. I could have photographed naturally the way I usually do, but sometimes there's a problem when you're shooting in the subway. The security guards might start hassling or harassing you about photography in the subway, even though it's totally legal, but there's some misunderstandings sometimes. So I just wanted to try this, and it works quite well, even though I did not get that many good shots, but it was a fun photo walk anyways. So this is something that I might do and use really wide angle lens to get some interesting shots, candid shots in places where you might not want to be visibly photographing. I usually don't like that, but it's a fun thing to try. I like to be out in the open and then kind of be so that everybody sees that I'm photographing, so I'm not, stalking anyone by, candid shots. But sometimes a candid shot might be better because people do not react to your photography. But if you lift your camera to your face, the thing might change. So that's why it's sometimes nice to do some candid shots. But, I have to practice this a bit more and find a best way to do it. But that's one way of using it. And I think I had it all. And if you want to buy these accessories, I do have links in the description in this video. Some of them are affiliate links and some of them are not. So feel free to click them, and if you use the affiliate ones, then I'll get a small commission, but you won't pay any extra. And if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you will get a notification that I have posted a new video. I usually post 2 videos a week, usually on Tuesdays and Fridays. And here is some more videos about OM-1 if you're interested in this brand new OM system camera. But hey, thanks for watching, and bye for now.